Hello everybody, welcome to the question and answer session. Now this isn't a Q&A, this is a question and answer session. It's different, we're being serious, we're not doing anything funny. If you don't know why, where have you been? Check out some previous videos. Thank you everybody who managed to get me a question. So we've waited for that last video to be up for 24 hours so everybody had a chance to ask a question. If you didn't get a chance then I do apologise, but we have to get this video out, so 24 hours was our cut-off, and we got loads of questions, so we're going to try and go through as many as possible. Now a lot of you guys ask like very similar things, so if it's not your question specifically, it's not that I'm not answering your question, it's just like someone else has probably asked it in a different way or something like that. So let's just crack on with this and go through your guys' questions and answer them properly. Pablo is not wanting to get involved in this video, but he is going to just be sleeping here the whole time. So who had the idea to come up with a channel? That would be me. I was always interested in doing YouTube and getting Pablo. Well, that was the perfect opportunity to start. How does Pablo cope with bonfire fireworks night? Now last year was obviously the first year we had him. He was quite young, wasn't bothered at all, didn't care. He heard a few bangs and kind of barked at them straight away, but after a while he just gave up, and yeah, he's absolutely fine with them. My old flat coat retriever was very scared of the fireworks night. Now we always used to basically just put her in a t-shirt, build her a den so she could hide under it, and we used to just go in there with her. She would still be shaken, but she'd be a lot calmer if she was under something or had something tight wrapped around her. So there's my advice for you guys. Which is your second favourite dog breed? Now that for me is definitely a husky. That was my first, now it's my second. Chelsea's, she's not here to answer this, but I think perhaps maybe a beagle. It's probably your first pug. If not, how did you decide on a pug? Well, funnily enough, Pablo is our first pug. This is mine and Chelsea's first dog. We've both had dogs at our own houses. I've had flat coats, she's had Labradors. And we decided on a pug because Chelsea wanted a pug. I didn't want a pug. So we got a pug, basically. She swayed me around to the idea though. I didn't get him by not wanting him. In the end, I wanted him more than she wanted him, so yeah. If you could choose a different breed other than a pug as a pet, I wanted a husky for so long, and I would still love a husky. And I think Pablo and I think pugs in general would get along with a husky, but there's always that thing of I wouldn't be keen leaving them on their own because obviously of what they're renowned for. Not that anything probably would ever happen, it's just I'd be too worried to leave them. But if I was to go YouTube full time, then that would actually still be a possibility because I'd be in the house. Do you give Pablo human food that dogs can eat, like food there? No. Now I don't give him any kind of food other than his dog food, and that's just purely because we don't want him to be greedy. We don't want him begging for food off people when they've got it. But he does get human food, and I'm specifically looking at you, Paul and Sharon, Chelsea's mum and dad. I know what yous are like, and Chelsea actually. I think I'm one of the only person that can actually resist this face and not give him anything. How did you train Pablo to walk downstairs? My 3-year-old Matilda, cool name, can go upstairs, but is too scared to go down them now. Pablo was just basically scared of being alone, so he just braved it and came down after us. So we never had that problem, but the only thing I can suggest is putting a treat on every single step and letting them just come down one at a time and build the confidence up over time. It won't be an easy thing to do. Food always works, and taking your time always works. Has Pablo stopped his excessive licking? Now this is something I was going to make a video on, but then never got around to because just other videos. Yes, he has. As soon as that video went live, he like hasn't licked since, but he occasionally does like a typical lick of his paws, but he hasn't been obsessively licking like the carpets, the walls, anything like that. As soon as that video went up, stopped. Well, I think we just shamed him into stopping, to be fair. So yeah, I don't know what the actual solution was, he just stopped. Will you be getting Pablo a brother or a sister? Brother, definitely a brother. We may get a sister after a brother, but we definitely want 2 brothers first. Well, we want a brother, we want 2 boys. What made you get a pug as a pet? Actually, yeah, I kind of already glossed over this. It was 100% one-sided, and then Chelsea started showing me pug videos, and I was like, they're the most ugliest dog, why would you ever want one of them? They're loud, they're horrible, and then after watching more and more and her just like throwing pug videos down my throat, like this will be ours one day, this will be ours one day. I was then pestering her like, we need to get a pug, I want a pug. So in the end it was definitely a joint decision. I bought Pablo for Chelsea, so yeah, in the end it was me who actually physically bought him. Are you guys coming to Norwich on Sunday? Now I feel like I've missed something here. No, we're not coming to Norwich on Sunday, and I have no idea why you've asked that question. I've got a feeling you've sent us a message, or maybe on Instagram and Chelsea's read it. I don't know what's happening in Norwich on Sunday, so I apologise. No, we are not. Will there be a reunion of Pablo and his siblings? Yes, hopefully one day. We do know 2 of Pablo's brothers and sisters and where they have gone. The other one's unknown at this precise moment. But yeah, we would love to maybe for their birthdays at some point later down the line, we would like to get them all back together again as like a group birthday sort of thing. We haven't discussed this with any of his brothers or sisters or anything like this, but this is something we want to do, definitely. Also, to delve into this question a bit further, I absolutely hate the first videos we put out on this channel. Now, I'm sure a lot of YouTubers will say that because you don't have the confidence to be on camera, you don't have to get your personality across, and I'd still struggle to actually get my personality across properly on camera. I seem to get the camera out and go very formal. That's not really me. So I'm still working on trying to get my whole personality across on camera. It is difficult to begin with. But then first videos, honestly, I sound like the most miserable person. Getting Pablo was the most exciting thing that's ever happened in my life. And in that video, it sounds like I'm about to drive my car off a bridge and kill myself because I just sound so depressed. I don't know why. Like, I just couldn't get enthusiasm across onto the camera. I don't know why. I'm glad people actually subscribe and stuff because I probably sound like the most depressed dog owner in the whole world, and literally I was the most excited I've ever been in my whole life. So, since you like Star Wars, are you a light side family or a dark side family? Now, we are definitely dark side. The dark side's just so much cooler, isn't it? Good guys are good, you know, but bad guys are cool. Please do videos of Pablo's in costumes. Tuesday's video. Yep. Say no more. Does Pablo get up and wander the house in the middle of the night ever? Don't know. We're asleep. However, he does come and sleep upstairs with us. Sometimes we have woke up and he's not been there. Whether he gets up and wanders around, I don't know, but sometimes I'm guessing he gets annoyed with us and comes downstairs and he wants to get away. How do you think Pablo will react to the new pugs when and if you get them? Well, that is definitely a when and not an if, and we don't know. I'm sure he's going to be super playful because he loves playing with any dog, and I'm sure because it's going to be a puppy, he's just going to fall in love with it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be truly amazing. Hopefully early next year this will start happening. So a couple of months, fingers crossed. There are 2 little pugs somewhere now that are having a very special time. Fingers crossed. Margot B asks in your highlighted comment, so big up you who somehow got a highlighted comment. One thing you regret doing with Pablo and one thing you are happy you did with Pablo. This is going to be very controversial and I'm going to answer both the questions with the exact same answer. YouTube. Now, I am very happy I did YouTube because I have got all them videos out of Pablo when he's a pup. I can go back and watch them whenever I want. I can go see them, see Pablo as a puppy, and it's amazing. And, you know, obviously been in the situation we are now, you know, where we're starting to get money from this and it's a possibility of a career. Like, it is truly amazing and I'm so glad that I did it, and Pablo's amazing on camera and you guys are amazing. The whole thing, I'm so happy I did it. Like I said earlier, it's something I've always wanted to do, so to finally just do it, get on here, and yeah, it's truly amazing. Now, why do I regret it then? It's like a double-ended dagger. I have them memories now like engraved forever on YouTube that I can just go back and watch whenever, but at the same time I feel like I missed all of that because I was behind the camera, I was editing. So it's like I've got that experience, but I've got it through a different manner. I would love to go back and have that experience without cameras and anything like that, just to be able to sit and watch him and not worry about recording or editing or anything like that, and then rewind time again and then film it all. Like, it's something I loved doing and I love having that memory there, but it's also something that I regret. It's really difficult. It's like such a middle, like, because in your head you think all that time that I've spent behind the camera trying to film stuff, film shorts, edit, upload, replying to comments, I could have been spending with him doing probably not a lot because this is basically all he does. So when I'm sat here, I could be editing now, replying to you guys. It's going to be no different to sitting here now. You just don't get to take it all 100% in. You're kind of only taking in so much of the experience. Good question. Since you love Star Wars so much, why don't you make a Star Wars themed video? I will. Don't know when though. Yes, Pablo will dress up for Halloween. Now, our Halloween plans, we'll bring out a Halloween special video. But our Halloween plans is basically go around to Chelsea's parents' house, give Pablo to Chelsea's mum, and Chelsea's mum will dress him up and answer the door with him because she's a school teacher and they have loads of kids and yeah, they love seeing him dressed up. So she'll just basically put outfits on him, take him to the door, and that's how we spend Halloween. So we won't be filming that. But if you follow his Instagram, then there'll be plenty of pictures of him in his outfits, and we will have like an Halloween outfit sort of video on Tuesday. Is Pablo a deep sleeper? Pablo is not a deep sleeper. He's flat out here, but if I got up, moved, he's straight with us. He's very aware when he's asleep. He sleeps all the time, but he's very aware if he's any kind of ruffling, he thinks it might be food, he's gone, he's aware. If Pablo had a job, what would it be? Now I think Pablo would be great for one job, and it's something that we would love to do with Pablo. I think Pablo would be best at that job where you go around like retirement homes, hospitals, everything like that, and take him just to cheer people up, because if there's one thing Pablo is good at, is cheering people up, making them feel special, and he would be absolutely perfect for that. And anybody who's met Pablo will get the same feeling of he just injects joy and happiness into everyone, because he is just, his personality is amazing and it comes across straight away whenever you meet him. But yeah, that is something we'd love to actually do with Pablo. We're basically just waiting for the call for someone to ask us to go do it. So if you're that person, call Pablo. Do you have any vacation plans in the future? If so, where would you travel? Now, me and Chelsea have looked into this, and being from the UK is an absolute nightmare because you can't take dogs in airplanes, because no UK airline will allow you to take dogs in airplanes. Well, not in the cabin, but in the holds, and I would hate to put them in the hold. I would absolutely 100% hate that. So in terms of holidays with Pablo, very, very limited at this precise moment. But me and Chelsea do plan on going away next year or the year after, just on like a standard holiday. But the one place we want to travel, I want to travel, is America, and I'm already looking at ideas of how to get Pablo over there, because I love America. Want to do a massive like tour of like California, maybe New York, Florida, go on like maybe a huge road trip, but I want to take Pablo with us, and obviously our other pug. But like I say, it's hard to get over there with him, and obviously if we go over to America, I can meet you, the American guys who watch this, so it'd be amazing to do that, but it's not planned as such, but it's something we are looking into. What are your favourite sounds that Pablo makes? Pretty much everything, except when he chews stuff, because that can be quite grating on your ears, but noises like this are honestly the best thing about a pug. When you go into bed on a night and he's sleeping beside you and you just hear that little like throat grumble that they do, that puts me right to sleep. Just knowing he's comfortable makes me so comfortable. Hey Pablo, do you like babies and little kids? Now Pablo is very fond of kids. He hasn't particularly seen any babies, but he's very fond of kids. Now we've never really let him loose because he can't figure out why it's basically just a small human. He's not aggressive around people, but he likes to jump up at people to see them, because that's obviously what he's used to with people being tall. When people are small, when he jumps up at them, obviously he's gonna like headbutt them in the face, and he likes to be, so we don't really let, but he is very intrigued by kids. There's a question here somewhere. Will you ever get a PO box for Pablo to get fan mail? Yes. Now this is something that a lot of people have asked before, you know, we want to send you something. Have you got a PO box? You know, can we send you this? Now obviously I don't want to give my personal details out to anyone, so we're looking at potentially setting one up. Now they are quite expensive, so I am waiting, obviously. Potentially next year we'll look into that properly, but obviously we are obviously getting approached now by companies and they're wanting to send us stuff, so we don't really want to be giving our address out to too many people. So PO box is something we'll look into. Then obviously if we have one for business sort of issues, then obviously you guys can also use that to do whatever you want to send us or whatever. So yeah, it is something we'll look into. Chelsea does not paint her own nails. She gets them done every like 2-3 weeks or whatever it is. And I don't think she's ever had pug themed ones, which is very disappointing. I can't remember any at least. Did Dad and Pablo like Daredevil season 3? Now I have a confession. I haven't seen any of the Netflix Marvel series. I know, I'm sorry. We've only recently got Netflix and I haven't had the time to catch up on them, but what I really want to do is sit down, get like a time where I could just go through like a whole season in one go. I need to do that, but I haven't seen any of them. Have you and Chelsea ever thought of sending Pablo for TV auditions? Yes, this is something we have thought about it, but Pablo is really not that well behaved. Now that's not because we don't teach him anything, we just love him being free, you know. We don't want to be telling, we just want him to just do his own thing. Now when you take him to auditions and stuff like that and ask him to sit still or whatever, he's not very good at that. He doesn't sit still for us, so he wouldn't be the best. But we're hoping through YouTube that people will approach us just for that reason alone. It is something we want to do, but I think it's just a thing that's going to happen over time rather than us going out there and seeking it. We're just going to basically let it seek us. Sophie, your daughter, is a saint and we are fans of hers. I've been through the Halloween plans. Now our thoughts on raw food for Pablo. This is something a lot of people bring up. Why do you feed him kibble and not raw food? Because our freezer is about this big and we can only buy it in bulk and it basically doesn't fit in our freezer. So That is genuinely, literally the only reason we don't feed him raw food diet is we don't have the space. So we don't not feed him because we don't think it's going to be good for him. We think it'll be good for him. Raw food diets are known to be better than kibble and stuff like that, but we just physically don't have the space to do it in this house. That's it. Does Pablo sleep with you guys through the night? Any suggestions to train your puppy to sleep in his own bed? Yes, Pablo sleeps, I've already said this, Pablo sleeps with us on a night in our bed. He didn't, he does now, but when he was a puppy, basically we've got a stair gate, so we just shut the stair gate, we go upstairs, he can't get up, and then he'll go and sleep in his own bed because he's not going to sit on the stairs. So if you just keep them separate, they will go sleep on the bed because that's obviously the most comfortable place. If you've got the whole house open, then I'm sorry, he's going to lie on your face. Pablo will lie on me or lie on us if he can. If he can't, he's not bothered. If he can, then he will. When you, Chelsea and Pablo together at home, who does Pablo gravitate to more? Moi. Pablo seems to gravitate to me a lot more. He did as a puppy. And I think that's because I'm the player, Chelsea's the sleeper. But typically if we kind of both come in at the same time, he'll always gravitate towards me because he's always got the thing of, I'm going to be the one who will take him out to the park, take him for his walks. It's not that Chelsea doesn't, it's the case of I always finish work earlier, so normally I come in, take him out, bring him back, give him his dinner, and then Chelsea comes in, so I've already fed him and walked him, and Chelsea just has to sleep with him, so he sees me as obviously the... Yeah, it's because I just do more with him, so he does gravitate towards me more, but that's purely just on how me and Chelsea run things. If we were both in the same boat of both coming in at the same time, or we were both just off work, yeah, I think he gravitates towards Chelsea more because she gives better cuddles. I'm typically on my feet doing stuff a lot more, so yeah, that's my answer. What do you and Chelsea do for a living? I'm an engineer and Chelsea is a retail manager. Does Pablo still have his bits? If yes, are you planning on keeping them? Nope, Pablo does not have his bits. He got them removed very early on. We did a whole video on that, but basically he had a testicle lodged, so we had to get them removed. We were gonna anyways because it does calm them down a lot, especially boys getting them neutered. They go from being absolutely mental to just mental. After he had his surgery, he was very noticeably a lot calmer. He was a lot less aggressive with his toys. Unless you plan on having puppies, I would do it. There's health benefits to it as well. So yeah, get them cut off if you can. And Pablo loves you, Patricia. Being that a pug won the group at Westminster, go pug. Have you ever considered showing Pablo? Yeah, this goes back to the whole TV thing. We have, because we think Pablo is like a great example of a pug, his weight and everything like that. We've looked at pugs that have competed in the past and we think Pablo would absolutely be in with a chance because we think he's stunning, but same thing again, he is a nightmare. There's no way he would go there with all them dogs and just walk around with us. He's a liability in a place like that. We'd love to give it a go, but we don't think we could do like proper showing of him because he is just a nightmare, to be honest. But he is absolutely beautiful, so how could a judge not give this place first prize? First prize. Woo! Crufts, 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 crufts. So this is probably an excessively long Q&A, but I tried to answer as many of your questions as possible. I think I answered everyone that I actually could, that I hadn't maybe answered in the other Q&A as well. But I hope it gives you a real insight into kind of our lives with Pablo and everything else that's going on. Next month's Q&A will be back to the typical normal style, so drop your questions down below and we'll answer them in our regular format of taking the mickey. So do drop your questions down below for that Q&A. We will obviously be answering the questions that you left in the other Q&A. In that, so it's going to be like a double Q&A. If you liked the video, drop a like as always. If you're new to the channel and you've made it this far, congratulations. Hit that subscribe button because you obviously want to stick around. And Pablo here is going to continue his sleeps. So as always people, peace out.